Hey, well, today we're going to be looking at the who, what, when, where, and why I like to collect Sammy Sosa. You ready? Let's do it. Slammin Sammy Sosa debuted into the MLB on June 6, 1989 with the Texas Rangers. He played in 25 games that season, but was quickly traded to the Chicago White Sox. In 1992, he made his debut with a new team, and that it was my beloved Chicago Cubs, where he went on to play for the next 13 seasons. Sosa fulfilled his contractual duties with the Cubs at the end of the 2004 season, but it was an ugly breakup. Sosa and the Cubs had a falling out due in large part to Sosa not owning up to his alleged use of PEDs. In 2005, Sosa signed a one-year deal with the Baltimore Orioles, and in 2007 went back to the Texas Rangers where it all started. He retired after the 2007 season. His career stat line: 58.6 WAR, 2,408 hits, 609 home runs, where he currently ranks ninth all time. His career achievements is the 1998 National League MVP, the 1998 Major League Player of the Year. He is a seven-time All-Star, six-time Silver Slugger, and a Home Run Derby champion in 2000. Well, I've been a Sammy Sosa collector for about 5 years now, and it's something I started with the intention of I'm only wanting to collect the insert cards of him within his playing years, which was what we're talking 1989 to about 2004, 2005, which is really a real nice wheelhouse for me as far as the peak years of my collecting, when I was a dealer, collector, investor, all that kind of stuff. But I really grew up watching Sammy Sosa, and him and I have a very unique story, very unique similarities within our story, and that's how come I felt gravitated to collecting Sammy Sosa. Now, it's been a couple of years since I've purchased anything significant of Sammy Sosa, but here recently felt inspired to do so only because a couple of reasons. Number one was he showed up for an autograph appearance at the Chicago Spectacular the weekend of March 17th. And so I was kind of excited to see him coming back to Chicago. I don't know if he will be coming back because I believe he had kind of a bad experience. I guess as soon as he got off the airplane at O'Hare Airport, he was blasted with questions from the media. And of course, the media being the media, they just flat out asked him about his steroid use and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, oh my goodness, come on, folks, let's give it a break for a minute, you know. So I don't know how that landed with him, but being that I went to the show, I didn't get an autograph of his, but I was there when they made the announcement that he was coming into the building. Folks, let me tell you, Sammy Sosa is beloved here in the Chicagoland region. Make no doubt about that. But so it kind of like inspired me to look at my Sosa stuff again. And it's been like the last month, I just been purchasing stuff on eBay of Sammy Sosa. I'm going to show you some of the cards I picked up. I'm also, here is the my recent mail pickups that I've had, and we'll be going through these together. One of the key elements, I believe, that makes the difference between the collector / investor flipper is, why do you like to collect a certain somebody? So I'm going to share with you the why I like to collect Sammy Sosa. First of all, I grew up a Chicago White Sox fan. Growing up, my father was a big baseball fan, and I was at Comiskey Park on the regular because we lived in Calumet City region, which was very close to the ballpark. But it was one of them things where with the 1998 season, I really started following the home run chase of that season. I was really gravitated. It seems like we were all captivated with the home run chase, and we were watching game after game, and I really started to enjoy or appreciate the spirit of the Chicago Cubs fans. And it's one of them things where I had been a baseball fan, but I had not been feeling anything with my Chicago White Sox. So in 1998, I made the transition from being a White Sox fan to a Cubs fan. But it wasn't like 100% yet, right? I was like almost all the way in, but not, kind of on the fence. But it's one of them things where I figured if it was okay for Harry Carey and Sammy Sosa, it's okay for me to make that transition over from the White Sox over to the Cubs. But it's one of them things. 1998 was a special year in the fact that this was the peak of my career as a dealer. I had a lot of business ventures back in that time. I was doing card shows on the regular, on just about every weekend. I was going somewhere for a card show. But I had a friend of mine who had a comic book store in Crown Point, Indiana, and had beautiful stuff. I mean, it was a pretty big store, first of all, but he had, comics, T-shirts, toys, you name it. But the store was so big, he had some customers asking him if we had any sports cards, and so him and I, knowing each other, he asked me, "Hey, you think you can? I got a couple of display cases in here, and I got people asking for sports cards. Do you think you can fill this thing up for me, and we can just keep tally of stuff that sells?" So it's one of them things where I went ahead and partnered with him, and I filled up a couple of display cases in there for him. I was, like I said, I was doing card shows, and it was one of them things where 1998 was also special because I was watching Sammy Sosa, and he was having a pretty impressive year that year. Not just, it started, I would say late May, early June, where he just went on like a home run tear. This guy was just, it seemed like every single night he was hitting a home run. And as a dealer, I caught on to that early, and I started buying up Sammy Sosa rookie cards, and I was getting them for 25 cents, 50 cents. And it's one of them things where that whole month of June, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I think he broke the record for the month of June. I think it was like 21 home runs he had for the month of June in 1998. And that just kind of like captivated the hobbyist here in this region. And I remember one time being at a local card show, and this is when he had popped. Okay, the month of June was almost over. We were going into July, but regionally here he had popped. And I remember doing a card show and people asking for Sammy Sosa rookie cards, and it seemed like word just got out. But it was one of them things where my buddy at the comic book store was calling me up saying, "Man, do you have any Sammy Sosa rookie cards? I got a lot of people coming in here asking. They know that we carry cards now, and I don't have nothing here, Sammy Sosa." So I went, took care of him, loaded him up with Sammy Sosa cards, and they were selling like crazy. I was selling them, I want to say between $3 and $5 was the going rate that I was selling. Now, mind you, I bought them for a quarter. I bought them for 50 cents, and I'm selling them for $3 to $5. And then it was one of them things where the media attention started to get pretty heavy with Sosa. And I remember this one quote of his, but he was quoted about his home run streak and all these things. And this is like mid-July, August type of thing. And his quote went something like this. He said, "Baseball been very, very good to me. I like to hit the home run. But for me, I want to focus on the playoff." And we were it was so funny, but some of my friends and I, we were looking at this thing, listening to this thing. It was like, what did he just say? Did he just cuss on TV? So it's one of them things where I just love Sammy that year as he's, he would go around, he would hit a home run and he had a little mini flag of the United States and he would bust it out and run around the bases with the flag. It's just, he was just such an inspiring, motivational character where it seemed like Mark McGwire was kind of like a little bit more focused, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more intense, and where Sammy Sosa kind of just embraced the media and he was just having fun with it. And he was just feeding the media all this hype, and he just captivated the nation that season. At least he captivated me. So one other bummer thing with Sammy Sosa was he was 10 years on the ballot for the Hall of Fame, and his best year was his last year, which was 2022. He had like 18.5% of the vote. That was pretty much about it. But those of us who lived through that, those of us who experienced that time, we know where baseball was at in the past. We know where baseball was at currently in 1998. And we know exactly what that home run chase meant to baseball in general. You got to include Ken Griffey Jr. in that. He was in that for at least half the season. He was in the running with that chase, but Mark and Sammy kind of ran away with it there at the end. But it was a really special time, and I would say especially for Sammy Sosa, because the way he embraced and captivated and just had fun with it, and just was put into pressure situations, and he came in clutch with the home runs, and we were all just waiting for his at bats, and every eyeball was glued to the TV. We were listening to the radio programs, newspaper, whatever it was that day. We were all following that. What did Sammy do today? What did Mark McGwire do today? And really brought baseball out of the pit, really resurrected the game in the hearts of fans. So to me, it's tragic that these guys are not recognized for that, but I believe they will in the future. Well, anyways, enough babbling. I told myself I wasn't going to get babbled too much. Let me show you guys what I've picked up here lately. All right, so here we go. Here are the pickups for the last 30 days of Sammy Sosa insert cards. Leading us off, in no particular order, is the 1999 Stadium Club Triumphant. Love this card. 1999 Stadium Club Triumphant, but this is the Luminous. I didn't do a lot of homework. There's another Luminous, but I don't know how it's all tiered and split up. And I do know it's a really cool insert card of Sammy Sosa from the 1990s, so it was a must get. Next up is out of Topps Chrome, Titans of the Game. Really nice looking card. I think I purchased this one in the refractor version as well. But really, man, I really miss the details, especially on the back of the cards. It seems like today, with Pupini especially, the cards, the back of the cards are just absolutely horrible. Next up is going to be 2000 Stadium Club Chrome Capture the Action refractor insert. Really nice looking card, a lot of shine there. I mean, just look at the detail on the back. I mean, I really miss that. Next up, Stat Stars. I'm not going to look for the year on the back. It's just too much work. I'm just going to show them. But Stat Star insert here on the game. Really nice card. 2000 Pacific. How do you not appreciate? The Pacific was decades ahead of their time. They just did some awesome work. That's the back of it. I believe this is the silver, some type of parallel. I really enjoyed this one. It's out of 2001 Topps. But they did a subset inside of the... I actually bought the whole entire subset. but it basically deals with it was like a commemorative subset included in the set for the 9/11 attacks. It was very well done. I love this one here of Sammy Sosa with the flag. I could have purchased this card by itself, but for the same price, I could have gotten the entire subset. So I just went ahead and got the entire subset. A little off-centered, but I am not really concerned about these cards being perfect. I don't have any aspirations to grading my Sammy Sosa cards. I want them in raw condition. But I really appreciated the work that Topps did at commemorating this event with this set. Next up is out of 2004 Donruss. I don't know what this come out of, but it's a throwback to the old sportscaster sets that were prevalent back in the 70s. This is more miniature version. The original sportcasters were, I want to say 5x7. Maybe if somebody knows the actual size of them, leave us a comment down below. But they were much bigger. This is an actual just 2.5 by 3.5. Like this one, I don't see it very often, and it's probably because it's serial numbered to only 30. So took advantage and picked this one up, and now I have a slew of mail that I'm going to open up. But I'm going to fast forward through all this, so bear with me 1 second. This one right here is from Burbank Sports Cards out in California.
Hobby Hotline is the hobby's only live interactive call-in show. Join some of your favorite hobby personalities every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, to discuss the hottest hobby topics. If you miss us live, catch us after the fact on all major podcast platforms. Follow us on socials at Hobby Hotline.
All right, let's keep it going. Appreciate you guys bearing with me there. This is one package was not a Sammy Sosa card, but it was a Michael Jordan. I also like to collect a Michael Jordan, kind of like oddball stuff of Michael Jordan, stuff that you don't see every day. This is out of the Upper Deck magazine, I believe it was called, 2003 Upper Deck magazine. Pretty nice card, something you don't see every day, but I do like to collect that kind of oddball stuff for Jordan. One package was from Burbank Sports Cards. I'm going to start with that lot first. They did not sleeve every single card. What they did was they sleeved the top card and the bottom card, and they made a sandwich out of it, and then they put it inside of a team set bag, and then they wrapped the team set bag in bubble wrap. And good shipping. I'm not complaining. It's not a big deal. I can add penny sleeves to them over here. Again, this is low end stuff, just cool inserts that I don't plan on grading, so it's not that big of a deal. But pretty nice lot I picked up here from them. We'll start with that one. Perennial All Stars, love it. This was a Boss 96, I believe. This is just, that's an insert, number 30 of 30. I thought it was a base card, but it is an insert card. That's a pretty cool card. That's something, to be honest with you, that I had never seen before, to be honest with you. A little Denny's action here. If you guys remember Denny's back in the day, they were big contributors of oddball little sports sets and cards for many years. Really was kind of cool about them on that. This is from EX. I don't know what year this is, but it's almost like you can see through it, kinda. Acetate. Legion of Boom. Love that. Of course, how can you not appreciate SPX brand of the 90s? Just awesome stuff there. A little bit more Pacific Gold Crown, or Pacific Crown Royale, I should say. Very nice. Some more Pacific, like this one. Pillars of the Game. Love that. I believe this one is in Spanish also in the back. No, this one isn't in Spanish. There was another one I was looking at that was all Spanish on the back. This is a base card, but it's a really cool set. A really cool photo there out of Sports Illustrated. I wish Sports Illustrated would have continued making sets. That was a pretty cool product that Fleer made. But man, look at that shot there and the contact with the ball. Love it. Love it. This was a pretty cool one out of 2000 Pacific Invincible. Kind of replicating a card there. Love that card. Very creative. Some more Pacific Vanguard here. High voltage. And a little bit of die cut action here with Fleer. Genuine. Another die cut here, the Pennants. Pennant Aggression. Love it. Fleer Genuine. Just, man, I tell you what. Love it. Next one up is out of the 2001 Fleer Advent card. Really nice looking card. Kind of like in a frame. Kind of cool. Base card, but it's one of these just base cards that are just, you don't, they're really underappreciated in my opinion. A little bit of gold medallion action there. And this is another Advent card here. I believe it's Fleer Showcase, but this one is serial numbered to 175. And it is out of the 2002. The other one was 2001. All right, so that concludes the package I received from Burbank Sports Cards. Great prices, great variety. I will be making another purchase from them. Really enjoyed everything they had. Next up is a few more pickups I got here. Fleer Golden Memories insert. A really nice looking card. I don't know if the camera does this one justice, though. In hand, it's a really nice card. This next one is probably one of the bigger purchases that I got. It is out of the 1997 Topps Finest Rare Refractor or Gold Refractor. Really nice. And I paid up a little bit on this one, but that's okay because I wanted some of this. And in the beginning, I was just getting like the very scarce stuff, like serial numbered to less than 100 is what I was kind of looking for. But I kind of broadened my horizons a little bit. I would like to have a nice representation of, number one, not only Sammy Sosa, but just the insert cards of the 1990s. And I just, that's my long-term vision for all of this. And that's how come I got this one here. Of course, refractors are always going to be part of the equation, right? It's so shiny. No, so shiny. My man Pepino. Here's another one here. I love this one. Very underrated, undervalued set card. Just the design of this one to me is just... all that gold foil, and these are fairly affordable, you guys. I mean, they're not serial numbered, unfortunately, but I mean, just look at the artwork on these things. It's just phenomenal. Another refractor here, Chrome Kings. This one's serial numbered out of 366. Very cool. This is one cool card right here, man. Kind of die cut action going on here. I mean, my goodness. Folks, they don't make cards like this anymore. This is just a rare bird. Man, you talk about the good old days, huh? What a fabulous card. That's 2000 Pacific Paramount. Fielder's Choice. This is that other one. I showed you the base version. This is the refractor to that same one. Look at that. Wowza. I mean, the base card was nice of it. Look at this one now with the refractor. Absolutely amazing. And lastly is this one is the yes, this one. Let's show you guys real quick. This one kind of opens up. I forget the year, make, and manufacturer on this one, but kind of cool when I saw that. And I picked that one up as well. So listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed these. Again, a lot of it is, right, what does this player mean to me? Why do I like him? And that's kind of what I wanted to share in this video, was not only what I'm collecting or what I'm buying, but why. Why do I like Sammy Sosa? Why am I collecting Sammy Sosa? What are the boundaries that I'm setting in place for myself? It is within his playing days, so I'm going to say 1989 to 2005, and I'm specifically looking for insert cards of the 1990s. So that's kind of the focus. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hearing me out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me some feedback. Please consider subscribing, and at the very least, tapping that like button. I appreciate you guys, and remember, not all rookie cards are created equal.
The true Jordan rookie from 1985.
Bullshit.
Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.